Well, hi everybody, it's Doug. I have not been posting a lot lately because I tend to only post when I buy locks, and I've been limiting my purchases of locks. But I've got some new purchases and I'm going to show them to you today, and hopefully we'll get into a couple other interesting things like talking about the logo and stuff, the Yale logo. So let's start things out. I bought a pair of locks on Marketplace, and I guess no surprises here. I bought these two on Facebook Marketplace with the intention of getting this one, but I got this along the way with it. A couple of things that we're going to be talking about here. So first of all, I guess let's start with this one. This is the Yale 853L because it's got the low shackle. And the reason I couldn't wait to get this one is that this is your standard Yale that you're used to seeing. You could see how it has the shallow dip and all of the, the shackle holder and clip right here, where this one has the high shoulders and is a very unique look. Loved getting this one. I paid for the pair for these two. I paid $35, and each one of these would probably sell on the market for $35 on its own. This one, I don't have a key, and probably the only way I'm going to get a key for this one is from my buddy, the locksmith. That would be Bill, who probably you'll have to impression this. They usually have a number on the shackle, but there is none there. So we'll have to find some other way. But the other thing I noticed after acquiring this is that right here it says GCC Inc. And I looked on the internet. There are so many GCC incorporated out there, and we even know whatever it was probably doesn't even exist anymore unless it's something, something very big and well known. But either way, love this one, 853. And this will take us to talking really quickly about logos. Peter Lewis from Ireland was asking me about when Yale stopped using the name town. And the thing is that if I take a little history, the word town, the name town, has been there all the way along. You see it, Yale in town here. Let me see if I can actually zoom in a little bit. So you've got Yale in town right there on the shackle. You've got, let's see, Stamford, Connecticut. It's hard to see there, but Yale and town on this shackle. And even on this newer lock, this one says Eton, Yale, and town incorporated. But the logo to me is the bigger giveaway, and that's what we'll talk about. I really quickly did some research. I didn't have a lot to work on, but I know from being told in the past that the clover leaf stopped being used in 1929. So essentially, if you see the clover leaf, you know that it's going to be prior to 1930. The next thing that I've never had just clarified, but whenever you see the stretched out Yale logo, I have found that stopped use somewhere in the 1940s. So if you see the more modern Yale logo with plain font in the circle, that's going to be 1950s and forward. Interestingly, I've noticed somewhere the ALE is in lowercase. I'd love to know when they started doing that. That might have even been something more modern like 1960s, but I have no information on that whatsoever. But in general, Yale and Town logo, or the clover leaf, you're talking, and not forget the town, clover leaf, you're talking about prior to 1930. This particular lock, which is why I brought up the topic, has no clover leaf on it anywhere, which means it probably does come to us from 1930 forward. And then, of course, when you see the plain font, that you're talking after 1940. 40s, probably 50s and onward. The other topic for us to discuss today is this one. Quick discussion. I don't know anything about this, but I've noticed when I researched, some of these superiors have pins. Like you see that pin here, but they would be actually in the logo area here. This one does not have pins in there, so this would be a no pin. And a lot of these pancakes, you'll hear them referred to as a right pin or a left pin. This is a no pin. So I do think that's unusual. This, I did have to lubricate it just a little bit. And honestly, I think there's something going on inside there. Somebody had drilled it and it has been smashed. So I think that it's not quite working perfectly. I had impressioned it and tried to make a key to match the impression. And there is your key, which looks like it should be working, especially when you look at the comparison to the impression, but I just was not able to get it to work. I can get the impressioner in, I can't get the key to work. We'll try it real quick now. I'll see if I can impression it in front of you guys, and either way, at least now you had a little history. So, got that clicked in, and let's, of course, try and fail. No love there. That key is just close, but not close enough. Okay, so because antique locks tend to be camera shy, and like I said, I think this one tends to have it has a problem with one of the pins, one of the levers. Didn't go on the first try, so I'm going to impression it again on camera, and this time I'm hoping that it will behave itself and we'll actually get an impression. So just taking a look. Actually, I want to go for this end. So we kind of spread the pins out to make sure that we hit all the levers. And let's see if we can get this thing to impression. Because it's wonky, I'm kind of giving a little tug on the shackle. Everything's, there we go. Took a little combination of fighting with it and tugging on the shackle. So that's what will look like. And again, that's what our pins, that's what our key should look like. But like I've told you, I've had no luck getting a key like that to actually work. There you go. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy. Have a great rest of your day, everybody.